Hello everyone, I'm Parthiv Kamath CS. I'm presently pursuing my fifth sem of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Bangalore Institute of Technology, and the project topic is Microwave Oven Simulator. So first, I would like to introduce to the concepts whatever I learned during this internship. So first, we were introduced to C language, wherein I learned the characteristics of C, basic data types that were involved like int, char, float, etc. And also the conditional as well as the looping statements associated with this language. We also learned about the operators, array and pointers. So with the help of pointers, we were introduced that how to make a program easier with this concept. And obviously functions. So if we wanted to do a same task repeatedly, so instead of writing the code number of times, we'll just be writing it once and we'll be calling it number of times. So we also learned about strings, storage classes, and preprocessor directives such as hash include, hash define, etc. And coming to microcontroller part, we were introduced to the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller, and the introduction to microcontroller, and introduction to embedded systems as well, like what is an embedded system and what is the classification under it, etc. And we're also introduced to interrupts. That is two types: interrupt vector handling and interrupt vector table and interrupt service routine. And in pic it is interrupt service routine is the interrupt handler. And then we were introduced to the individual peripheral programming of led, clcd, tactile switch and matrix keypad. So during this we were taught how to read a data sheet as well as the schematic. So only in this case we were so this helped us to learn both hardware and software at the same time, which helped me in a better way. And finally, we were introduced to Disha workshop, wherein we were introduced to the scope of embedded systems in India. We also learned the skills that we should be possessing in order to get a core job. And finally, the resume building session was there. Like we were introduced to what all things we should um, include and what all things we should not include while writing a resume, which was a very interactive session overall. And these were the tools which I used for project implementation, such as MPLAB XID, where I wrote the code, and this is XC8 compiler, and this is the Pixim laboratory. I mean the Pixim lab, which is the simulator what I used. So peripherals that were required for this project were timer, buzzer, fan, matrix keypad, CLCD, door open sensor, which is the RB3 key, and finally the microcontroller, which is the most essential part of it. And coming to project description, so it was implemented in four modes of operation, which is micro, grill, convection, and start. So let's see this mode one by one. So I would like to open the project now. So just a second. So this is my MPLAB XID. It's loading now. Okay, so this is my project. Okay, as we can see, so under source files, all .c files are present, and this is my main.c. Under header files, all .h files are present. So this is my main.c file, as you can see here. So this is my main.c file, and this is my main.h file where all the header files and all the macros have been defined. And these are my other files: clcd.c, clcd.h, timers.c, timers.h, isr, that is interrupt service routine. So this is my MPLAB XID where I have written the code for this project. So coming to the modes, yeah, okay, so I'll just reload this. So file, reload my X file. Yeah. So okay, we can again choose it as well, load hex file, and we can go to that part. So dist micro and simulator. So as you can see, it is stored here, micro and simulator, distribution, default, production, and this .x file must be uploaded. So yeah, first power on screen will be displayed, and then so coming to micro mode, the user can enter into this mode by pressing key 1 of matrix keypad. So this one, so I'll be pressing this. So first the power rating will be displayed, which is 900 watt, and then the user can set the time for micro mode of cooking. So say suppose I'll input here as 50 seconds. So if I'm not happy with this time, I can clear this using star button. So I'll again enter this. So I can also enter the minute field. So for so now the minute field is blinking, which means I can edit this as well. So I'll just keep it as 41 minutes. So this means I want like the user wants to heat the food for this time um, in this particular mode. So now in order to enter the time, I should press the hash key. So here as you see it has entered, so that is the reason cooler or fan is rotating. And so here if I press this key number 4, the time gets incremented by 30 seconds. See, it's 42 5 now, so it's increased to 40 34. So now if I want to pause, I can use this key number 5. So you can see that the cooler has stopped rotating, which means it is paused, and the time remaining is also paused. Now once pause button has been pressed, start will only be used as resume key. So if I press this key, it gets resumed. So fan is rotating back. So if I want to exit out from this mode, I can use key number 6. So it has come out of this mode. So this was the first mode of operation. So next we have is the grill mode. So the user can enter into this mode by pressing key 2 of the matrix keypad. So here the user can enter again the time for which he wants to heat the food in this particular mode. So say suppose I'll give 29 seconds and I'll give enter. Again it goes into this particular mode of cooking. Here again if I use the start key before using pause, so it gets incremented by 30 seconds as you can see here. And then again 5 for pause, and if I want to resume it back, I can use 4. And again if I press this key number 6, it comes out of this mode. So I'll press this okay. And in addition, if whatever time we have set, once it is done, it ought to indicate the user that it has been completed. The remaining time will be 0 and the buzzer will be turned on. But important thing to remember here is this switch should be on left side or else buzzer won't work. So here if we see that the remaining time is so much, so let's wait for it. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, 1. So as we can see, so as soon as it's time up, it shows the screen time up in the CLCD display, and the buzzer will turn on. So okay, before going into convection mode, I've actually set the preheating time in convection mode as 180 seconds, which is a bit longer. So let it make me let it. I'll be making it a bit less. Where's that? Sorry, preheating time. Preheating time. Okay, sorry guys, I'll have to check that. Okay, where is that preheating given? Yeah, sorry, it's here. So 180 seconds is very high, so I'll make it as 18 seconds. So I'll just build it once again. Yeah, so build is successful. So I'll reload my file once again here. File reload. So under convection mode, so the user can enter into this mode by pressing key number 3. So here, as soon as he enters into this mode, sorry, yeah. So as soon as the user enters into this mode, he or she can set the temperature at which he or she wants to heat the food. So here, say suppose I'm giving it as 155 degrees Celsius. Here again, if I'm not happy, I can clear it. So I'll give enter. So this is my preheating time. Basically, this is the time that the oven takes in order to attain the temperature whatever the user has inputted. In this case, I think I've put a temperature as 155, so it's taking that time. And then after this preheating is done, the user can input the time. So here preheating has been done, so I'll say it as say 40 seconds, which basically means that I want the oven to heat my food at this temperature 155 degrees Celsius for 40 seconds. So here again I can clear, so I can give enter as well. So it has gone into this particular mode of cooking. So here again, if I press key number 4, it gets incremented by 30 seconds. And all these are as usual. If I press key 5, it gets paused. So the fan stops rotating. And once I press pause key, if I use start, it acts as resume key here. And I can use 6 to come out of the mode. Okay, so finally, um, we have the start mode. So if the user can enter into this mode by pressing key 4 of this matrix keypad. So if the user wants to heat the food without selecting a particular mode, then he or she can choose this mode. So as soon as I go into this, so by default, the oven starts heating the food for 30 seconds. That is the reason the time started from 30 seconds. So here again, it's the same thing. I can use the pause button. I can use the start button. And yeah, this start button acts as resume key now. So again, as usual, once the time is done, that is in start mode, it's default 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, so uh, the buzzer will turn on again, indicating that the whatever time the user has input is done. Yeah, so we can see this time up screen and buzzer sound. So these were the four modes of operation that I implemented: micro, grill, convection, start. So finally, um, in practical micro ovens, what happens is we'll be having a door, but this since it's a simulator, it's very difficult for us to realize that. So we'll be implementing the door using the RB3 key, which is this one of the matrix keypad. So irrespective of the mode of operation we are in, when this RB3 key is pressed, it implies that the door is open, and hence buzzer will make a sound and door open screen will be displayed in CLCD. If it's not pressed, it implies that door is closed, so no buzzer sound will be there. So say suppose I go into micro mode and check. So I've given 15 seconds and enter. Yeah, so now I'll be pressing this RB3 key. Yeah, this indicates that my door is open. That is the reason it is asking. I'm sorry, it's telling door status open, please close, and the buzzer is. So if I remove, if I stop pressing this key, it will go away. Yeah, so it can see. So I'll come out of this mode. So this is irrespective of any mode. Similarly, if I go into start mode, again here, if I press this key, so it is the same result. So I'll go out. So irrespective of the mode we are in, this key works as the door sensor. So when it is pressed, door it implies the door is open. That is the reason it makes the sound and the display. So these were the four modes of operation that I implemented: micro, grill, convection, and start. So micro and grill are almost similar. Only thing is the food, whatever we heat, is different in these two modes. That is the reason. Implementation wise, it's everything same. So these were the four modes of operation, and this is my code here. Yeah, this is my code here. This is the main.c file. So finally, I would like to uh, thank Emergency and all the mentors for having imparted me this knowledge via this internship. So this internship was truly fruitful to me, and I'm sure that this would help me to gain more success in this particular domain. So special thanks to all the mentors because we had the sessions live, so and we did hands-on. So if we had any doubts, we would ask our mentors. So we used to clear our doubts then and there, so that there was no problem later on. So thank you everyone. I would finally like to thank Ahmed and its mentors. Thank you.